Hi friends. One of my most favorite things about the beach is thinking about mermaids. Today I'm wearing my mermaid crown and I have my friend the mermaid with me because I'm reading a story about a mermaid to you. It's called Lovely Ruby and the Mermaid. Do you see the mermaid back here in the background? She looks a little bit like my mermaid, doesn't she? I think so. But the other thing I wanted to show you before I read you the story is the mermaid that I made. I made this little mermaid. She's called a whirligig, and she does this. She swirls around like this. I'm going to send you a link to show you how to make this mermaid, but I'm going to tell you right now how to do it also. In the link, there's a printout. It's from a company or a website called Red Ted Art, and Red Ted Art has this on it as well as one where you can design your own hair for the mermaid, like I did. And you can color them up and cut them out. Then what you need is a paper plate, my favorite tool of all time for crafts. I used my favorite 6-inch plates. I think the website talks about using a larger one. It just depends on whichever one you have on hand. And the larger one will give you more of a whirligig, and mine is a little bit smaller, but I think it fits her body nicely. Okay, so what I did on my paper plate is I used Do-A-Dot. So you can use any kind of paint you want to color the whole plate, both the front and the back. I used a couple colors, and when I dotted them and they dried, they looked a little bit like scales, like a mermaid's tail, fishy tail. And I did, like I said, on both sides. And I colored in my mermaid's head and tail. And then I need a little bit of glue after it's dry. And imagine that this paper plate is all colored already with the paint. Then I took my mermaid's head with the glue stick and I glued it right in the middle of the plate. Do you see where I've outlined that? And then I glued her fishy tail right here. I let a little bit of it overhang. And then I used scissors, grown-ups, you'll have to do this part, to trim around the tail and then the red line up around her head and back around like this, and kind of up under her arm. And then I had to trim over here. And then I had to go back and clean out all the excess. But that gives you an idea of where to place the tail and the head in your paper plate. Okay? And then you can just attach a little piece of string on the top, maybe tape it to the back, and you can hang her up anywhere. And then you have a mermaid. Okay, so here's my story called Lovely Ruby and the Mermaid. It's by Nancy Trott. Let's see what happens. Lovely Ruby is my best friend ever. She used to live near me in the city, but now she has moved to the seaside. Ruby says that the waves tickle her toes and make her miss me. I say, I miss you too, Ruby. So here's Ruby. Ruby's new house is high on a hill. She says she can hear the sound of the sea as she sits in her bedroom thinking of me. Ruby sends me letters and packages full of things she finds by the sea. Do you see the present she has? She's going to send it away. Something she found near the ocean. One morning, Ruby was walking on the beach when she saw the loveliest shell she had ever seen. Look at this pretty, pretty shell. And when she took a closer look, she noticed a strand, a golden strand that glistened and sparkled in the sun. What could that be? Any guesses? Ruby knew just what it was. It was a golden strand of mermaid hair. I think this looks a little bit like the mermaid I made. Do you see her with golden hair? And she's wearing a little seashell top. My mermaid has a starfish in her hair. This one has a crown. And look, she has an arm bracelet that looks like a seahorse. Now Ruby says we shouldn't tell. She has a new friend and she's magical too. There she is. There's the mermaid. Wow, look under the water. Ruby's mermaid friend lives beneath the sea, in a dreamland of blue beyond the deep. You see all these things down here? More shells and fish. Oh, look at that, a pearl. Ruby says when she's asleep, she hears the mermaid whispering, whispers about magical princesses and underwater worlds. Mermaid whispers make such happy dreams. And when Ruby wakes again, she finds a treasure from the sea. It was left for her by her mermaid friend, a precious gift to make her smile. The mermaid knows Ruby is missing me. Ooh, look. Then splash, the mermaid is gone again, back to her waterland. And when I open the package tied up with string that Ruby has sent to me, there is the shell, the loveliest shell I have ever seen. The mermaid had left it for Ruby, and Ruby has sent it to me. Lovely Ruby is my best friend ever. Lovely Ruby by the sea. The end. This is a poem. It says, a poem for Ruby. Lovely Ruby by the sea sent a precious gift to me, a shell she found upon the sand, and in it was a golden strand of mermaid hair, from Ruby's friend who lives somewhere. Beneath the blue, beyond the deep, she talks to Ruby in her sleep, then leaves her treasures on the sand and dives back into her waterland. And Ruby sent her gift to me, lovely Ruby by the sea. So that's just fun about mermaids. I hope you like mermaids too. Maybe you'll make a mermaid. If you do, please send me a photo.